Mr. Luzon, I have struggled in vain and I can bear it no longer. These past months have been a torment. I came to Rosings with the single object of seeing you. I had to see you. I have fought against my better judgment, my family's expectation, the inferiority of your birth, my rank and circumstance, all these things, and I'm willing to put them aside and ask you to end my agony.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently. Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
Sir, I appreciate the struggle you have been through, and I am very sorry to have caused you pain. Believe me, it was unconsciously done.
Is this your reply?
Yes, sir.
Are you laughing at me?
No.
Are you rejecting me?
I'm sure that the feelings which, as you told me, have hindered your regard will help you in overcoming it.
Might I ask why, with so little endeavour at civility, I am thus repulsed?
And I might as well inquire why, with so evident a design of insulting me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your better judgment.
No, believe me, I didn't mean...
If I was uncivil, then that is some excuse, but I have other reasons. You know I have.
What reasons?
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept the man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister? Do you deny it, Mr. Darcy? That you separated a young couple who loved each other, exposing your friend to the centre of the world for caprice, and my sister to its derision for disappointed hopes, and involving them both in misery of the acutest kind?
I do not deny it.
How could you do it?
Because I believed your sister indifferent to him.
Indifferent?
I watched them most carefully and realised his attachment was deeper than hers.
That's because she's shy.
Bingley, too, is modest and was persuaded she didn't feel strongly
Because
for him.
you suggested it.
I did it for his own good.
My sister hardly shows her true feelings to me. I suppose you suspect that his fortune had some bearing on the matter.
No, I wouldn't do your sister the dishonour, though it was suggested.
What was?
It was made perfectly clear that an advantageous marriage...
Did my sister give that impression?
No, there was, however, I have to admit, the matter of your family.
Our want of connection. Mr. Bingley didn't seem to vex
No, it was
himself
more
about
than that.
How, sir?
It was the lack of propriety shown by your mother, your three younger sisters, even on occasion your father. Forgive me. You and your sister I must exclude from this.
And what about Mr. Wickham?
Mr. Wickham.
What excuse can you give for your behaviour towards him?
You take an eager interest in that gentleman's
He
concerns.
told me of his misfortunes.
Oh, yes, his misfortunes have been very great indeed.
You ruin his chances, and yet you treat him with sarcasm.
So this is your opinion of me. Thank you for explaining so fully. Perhaps these offences might have been overlooked had not your pride been hurt by my honesty in admitting scruples about our relationship. Could you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances?
And those are the words of a gentleman. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others, made me realise that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
Forgive me, madam, for taking up so much of your time.
I don't notice the colour of this fruit.
My mother is unwell. She has always liked fine fruit. It's difficult to find in Milton. In the city, that is.
Miss Hale, I'm afraid I was very ungrateful yesterday.
You've nothing to be grateful for.
I think that I do.
Well, I did only the least that anyone would have.
That can't be true.
Well, I was, after all, responsible for placing you in danger. I would have done the same for any man there.
Any man? So you approve of that violence? You think I got what I
Oh,
deserved?
no, of course not. But they were desperate. I know if you were to talk...
I forgot. You imagined them to be your friends.
But if you were to be reasonable...
Me? Were you saying that I'm unreasonable?
If you would talk with them and not set the soldiers on them, I know they would...
They will get what they deserve. Hale, I didn't just come here to thank you. I came because I think it very likely, I know I've never found myself in this position before. It's difficult to find the words. Miss Hale, my feelings for you are very strong.
Please, stop. Please don't go any further.
Excuse me.
Please don't continue in that way. It's not the way of a gentleman.
I'm well aware that in your eyes, at least, I'm not a gentleman. But I think I deserve to know why I'm offensive.
It's offensive for you to imagine that I acted in a way deliberately to make you grateful to me. That I purposely wished to ensnare you, as I think your sister called it. And your mother.
My mother? What is she to do with this?
She has made it clear to me what a catch you are. How all the ladies of Milton wish to marry you. It offends me that you should speak to me as if it were your duty to rescue my reputation.
I spoke to you about my feelings because I love you. I had no thought for your reputation.
You think that because you are rich, and my father is in reduced circumstances, that you can have me for your possession? I suppose I should expect no less from someone in trade.
I don't want to possess you. I wish to marry you because I love you.
You shouldn't, because I do not like you, and never have.
A minute we talk of the colour of fruit. The next of love. How does that happen?
My friend, Bessie Higgins, is dying.
And that, of course, is my fault too.
I'm sorry.
For what? That you find my feelings for you offensive? Or that you assume because I'm in trade I'm only capable of thinking in terms of buying and selling? Or that I take pleasure in sending my employees to an early grave?
No, of course not. I'm sorry to be so blunt. I have not learnt how to refuse. How to respond when a man talks to me as you just have.
Oh, there are others. This happens to you every day. Of course. You must have to disappoint so many men that offer you their heart.
Please understand, Mr. Thornton.
I do understand. I understand you completely.
Sleep.
Laura, my aunt.
Yes, she was here.
How can I ever make amends for such behaviour?
After what you have done for Lydia, and I suspect for Jane also, it is I who should be making amends.
You must know. Surely you must know it was all for you. You are too generous to trifle with me. I believe you spoke with my aunt last night and it has taught me to hope, as I'd scarcely allowed myself before. If your feelings are still what they were last April, tell me so at once. My affections and wishes have not changed. But one word from you will silence me forever. However, your feelings have changed. I would have to tell you. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love, and love, and love you. I'll never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
Well then. Your hands are cold.
How are you this evening, my dear?
Very well. Only I wish you would not call me my dear.
Why?
Because it's what my father always calls my mother when he's cross about something.
What endearments am I allowed?
Well, let me think. Lizzie for every day, my Pearl for Sundays, and Goddess Divine, but only on very special occasions.
And what shall I call you when I'm cross? Mrs. Darcy?
No. No. You may only call me Mrs. Darcy when you are completely and perfectly and incandescently happy.
And how are you this evening, Mrs. Darcy? Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy.
Where are you going?
To London. I've been to Milton.
With my guess where I've been.
To Helston. I thought those had all gone.
Found it in the hedgerow. You have to look hard. Why were you in Milton?
On business. Well, that is, I have a business proposition. I need Henry to help me explain.
You don't need Henry to explain.
I have to get this right. It's a business proposition. I have some £15,000. It is lying in the bank at present, earning very little interest. Now, my financial advisors tell me that if you were to take this money and use it to run Warburton Mills, you could give me a very much better rate of interest. So you see, it is only a business matter. You would not be obliged to me in any way. It is you who would be doing me the service. Henry,
Goodbye, Margaret.